So we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena, where the Pioneers open up the exhibition game in front of great atmosphere. Elementary day here today, and I say elementary, it's education day, and a lot of elementary school age kids here, but a lot of middle school age kids here today as well. Bryan Stayton joined by that guy, JT Burton. And really what you're coming in here to do is to gather what your team's going to look like. And the University of the Cumberlands opened up the season. They're 4-0 to start the year, and they come in here, have two great guards, backcourt guards, and we don't get the result we wanted, but I think there's more than just the result here today, and that's kind of seeing what you can gauge going forward.
Yeah, coming in this game, we kind of knew that it was going to be a toss-up because, number one, when you play a team like this and we play zone and the guys are just now learning the zone and the way they play is spread you out, that's kind of tough. You know what I mean? So guys get to second-guessing themselves, what to do, when to do it and everything. So we got to change some things up. But it was a great test for us, though, man, because, this is the first true scrimmage exhibition game that we've had, and it's kind of see where we are. And I played a lot of guys and got to see who stepped up, who done. But this is okay. That's why we play exhibition games.
All right, and that's my point. I think some things to work on. One is just that more communication, I think, on the defensive end, and just don't turn the ball over. I think that'll come too. A
couple of times, like KJ, he get ripped right there. We're making a run. We up at like 5 or 6. Then when it was down, it was up 67 to 66, I think. Yeah. Kobe fell down with the ball, just cost a mistake. Then Hobbs run out of bounds on the other side with the ball, just being careless with it. So that when you do that, playing against a team like that, they are not going to make mistakes because the guards are veteran guards as well. They're strong. They do a good job of being patient and getting the ball in the paint.
It's a team that made shots today, and I think we know who's going to make shots. I love what Kobe did coming off the bench and just inject so much energy in a group just by making shots.
Oh, Kobe, it's crazy. It's wild because in practice he hadn't been making them like that. Yeah. Okay. And then, gets in the game, but he's comfortable. He's always KJ's been making shots, but he didn't make none today. Yeah. So, I think we'll be okay, man. I mean, we got to get back to the drawing board. Tomorrow we got off, and then Wednesday we'll get back and get right back at it because Friday it doesn't stop. I mean, you go. Yeah. I looked at the record. You out of the 6 non-conference games, everybody made it to the NCAA tournament last year. Everybody had 20 wins last year, and everybody except one is preseason. Now, except 2 of them are preseason top 2 or 3. Now 1 or 2, and then one of them's picked 4, and that's Lander. So we got our hands full, man. We ain't got no time to put our heads down, and it's okay.
Yeah, well, and again, the schedule itself is going to be very challenging, and you got to find out who's can get it. We're not as thick as we were last year. You think about some guys that we had. We had some guys that were thick.
Yes.
You're talking Justin, Josh, and Anadi, and now you're trying to replace that with really good, athletic, tall kids. Yes. But I think you're going to realize that these kids are going to realize that we're going to be in a battle, and a physical battle every game.
You know how kids are. They see stuff, and you talk to them about it, and until they, like what Mike Tyson say, everybody wants to fight till you get punched in the mouth or something like that. Well, they got punched in the mouth today, and you got to keep telling them, a little altercation down here. Like I was telling them, like some of these guys are so used to being able to, not being able to control their emotions. Yeah. This is not a street fight. That's what I told them. But it's you live and you learn, because it's going to be with this team, Brian. You will see, okay? It is going to be every game where we have to grow every day.
Right.
And it ain't going to be fast progress. I mean, I don't know what God has in store for me, but I don't think everything is at a snail's pace. But I have a saying to these guys, and I always say it, they have to continue to hug the cactus. And, if you hug the cactus in the end, hopefully you come up with results that you want.
The cactus, the reared its ugly head, was shot selection today. I don't think you were real happy with some of the shot selection that we had today.
Especially, again, it's guys learning each other. Yeah. And then as I told them, guys trying to get their game off and trying to, I need to get. No, we don't do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was inside, but like I told them, man, it don't matter. Guys don't care. You put your pants on one leg at a time like they do, and all the social media hype and all that good stuff may look good, but until you step on the court, it don't matter. And then you got to stay together. And I told them my own worst enemy is us only, ourselves. And I think we'll get it together. And that's our job. It's what all of us get paid the big bucks for, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I know this guy. I know he'll get it together. But you'll be challenged right out of the gate, and it doesn't get easier. You got Aiken, Pembroke, Georgia, North Georgia, and then Lees McRae before a conference slate. But it starts this Friday with Lander, and man, that'd be an interesting showdown, I'm sure.
Lander's got one of the best freshmen last year in the country, and then of course they got two bigs, and you got a Nadi Legit, who I've had the pleasure of coaching that kid for 3 years. Yeah. He's really good. Like I told him, it ain't gonna stop. But one thing we have to do is continue to get better, stay together as a team, because this is really, really good for us. Because I've been telling since day one, this adversity. How you gonna act? One of the sayings I've said my whole life: how you gonna act when you put the work in and you don't get the results that you want? Right. Are you gonna put your head down, blame somebody, point the finger, or are you gonna stick your chest out and put that chin up and go to work? And we're gonna have to. We're gonna figure out who we are this next month.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're gonna figure out who we are, man.
Hey, always good to see you.
Yeah, hey, thanks, man. What about these kids, though? These
awesome,
kids,
right?
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Like, when he played for me, Brandon Johnson behind there, we got beat, too. We've lost a couple of these games, and, it's good for us. But, yeah, man, these kids, and thank you all the schools, all the principals, and all the teachers and the superintendents for allowing those kids to come. I mean, even though we didn't get the results you want, it was loud, and I really appreciate it.
Nobody got hurt in the halftime stuff or in the timeout stuff either, so that was always good.
Yeah, man, Scott did a really good job.
Absolutely.
Big, thank you, Scott. Welcome, baby.
Good stuff. Pioneers fall today to the University of the Cumberland. It's in an exhibition game. We'll open up for Real Friday as we take on Lander. He's Pioneer coach J.T. Burton. I'm Brian Stayton. We're back with some final thoughts here on the Pioneer Postgame. It's driven by Gateway Ford Nissan on the Pioneer Sports Network.